Hey guys, so I finished watching It Comes at Night, and I'm glad to say I really like this movie. I know there are some audiences hate this movie, because if you look at the scores on Metacritic and Rotten Tomato, you can clearly see a trend. Critics love this movie, audiences hate this movie. This is one of the really strange cases where I love this movie, but I know exactly why the common audiences and even you would hate it. So the movie is about in a post-apocalyptic world there is a plague that kills people. There was a group of family that tried to stay alive, and one night there was someone intruding them, and they found out they have a family as well, so they decided to welcome the family. So there are two families living in the house, and there's a lot of stuff happening. I don't want to spoil it, but that's as far as I can tell you about the plot, because if I say anything more, it will spoil the film. But honestly though, coming to the movie, in my opinion, you shouldn't focus too much on the plot. It's more about the characters and the atmosphere. And the atmosphere is done really well because of its cinematography. There are many long takes throughout the movie, which gave a sense of dread and tension. Throughout the movie, you feel a sense of claustrophobia because it takes place in a very contained environment. I can say 90% of the film is shot in the house. The lighting is also great too. It's not too dark, like in many other films, it's too dark for you to see anything, but it's dark enough for you to be afraid. The best way I can describe it is this. Imagine yourself living in a farm. There's no other houses, no other civilizations around you, and at night you only have a torch to go out. You do not know whether something is coming to you or not, but you have enough light to see what you needed to see. I like that. The acting is also great too. There are many close-ups and you can see the muscle movement of each actors. I love it when the film does that. Some of the dialogues the character says are also realistic as well. There's moments where they keep on rambling on and stuff, and then they stutter, like what normal people do. Many times in movies, you hear actors saying lines as if they're reciting from a script. Not in this case. I believe everything each characters are saying. If there's one thing I have to nitpick, is the storyline. I feel like the overall storyline, it's not badly written. In fact, I find it to be very well written. It's just the story is way too simple. That's why I don't want to describe the whole plot to you, because if I described any more detail, I would really spoil it. To be extremely fair, this is a really hard movie to review without giving away details. So the things I'm gonna say next may contain spoilers, but it's not really that big of a spoiler. I'm not gonna give anything crucial away, but it's just minor details that will help you view the movie. If you absolutely don't want any spoiler, you should turn off the video after I give the grade. I'll give the grade right away. So this is the cue. This is when you know that what I'm gonna say will contain somewhat of a spoiler. But honestly though, in my opinion, even if you want to see the movie, you might as well hear what I have to say, because it will help you to view the movie as a whole. So first of all, the grading. I really enjoyed this movie. Way better than Alien Covenant and Get Out. I think this is the best horror film at least I've seen in this year, or hell, maybe even decade. So I'm gonna give this movie 8.5 out of a 10. Now let's go to some details that may contain some spoilers. As I said, I suggest you know about these details before going to the movie, because honestly though, if I don't know about this detail and I came into the movie just after seeing the trailer, I will be really disappointed too. First thing you need to know is this movie doesn't have any monsters. There's nothing special happening, nothing. There's no gore, there's no jump scares, there's no ghost whatsoever. That is one of the biggest things that disappoint people. I saw a lot of reviews, and most people mentioned that. Even when I came out of the theater, many people think this movie from okay to being straight up boring or bad. Mostly because, as they said, nothing special happened. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the changes in aspect ratio. For those of you who doesn't know what an aspect ratio is, it's basically the two black bars that you see in movies. Throughout the film, the director cleverly used the change of aspect ratio to show a change between dreams and reality. It changes from a 2.4 by 1, which is in reality, to 2.75 by 1. And towards the end of the film, at one stage, it changes to 3 by 1. This is very important. Just watch out for the two black bars. And watch out for the dream sequences because they are not what your usual horror film dream sequences are for jump scares. They have certain importance in character development. That's the most I can say about this. And also, once again, I want to keep on emphasizing that this movie is not just about the plot, it's not just about the character. Yes, there are a lot of character development, but it's about the atmosphere. And most of the time, we're told about the story through one specific person's perspective. There's a lot of themes dealing with depression and anxiety, and if you have those problems, you will understand it, and you will more likely to appreciate this film than most. Last but not least, some people may find the ending to be very anticlimactic and very disappointing, and that's what I got from the audiences. That's one of the main reasons why people were so pissed with this movie. I agree, but I would like you to pay more attention to some of the details, especially some of the use of cinematography in this ending, because if you pay attention to it, your view on this ending and even on this whole movie will change. I think the ending to me is the best part because of those little details. Well guys, thank you so much for watching my video. There are other video projects that I want to continue, such as the Studio Ghibli Marathon, but I haven't got the time. I've been preoccupied with a lot of stuff, and whenever I get the time, I will continue on these projects. But the next movie review for sure is the new Transformers movie, The Last Knight. Honestly, I don't know I even have anything much to say about this because it's a Michael Bay movie, and at this stage we can already predict how a Michael Bay movie goes. But please keep an eye on my channel. So, It Comes at Night. Have you seen it? What do you think of it? Please leave a comment on my video, and if you like it, please subscribe to my channel, because if you think I'm good, you're pretty good too.